All right, so now we're going to talk about um, underlayment. So back when I learned how to roof, the only underlayment that you could get was felt paper, which is an asphalt product. There was 15 pound and 30 pound. It's still sold today. If you were just a one-man show, I would actually probably recommend doing that because um, it's not plastic based like synthetic stuff. So if you use staples or nails, it's a self-sealing product. However, the majority of the industry has moved to synthetic roofing underlayment. As it says here, it's for enhanced water resistance and protection from the elements. Um, it's usually made from long-lasting polymers that add strength and longevity, and this type of underlayment is moisture resistant when it's installed correctly. Um, you can't use staples when you install synthetic underlayment. If you do, just think about like poking a hole through plastic. Is it waterproof now? No. So you have to use plastic cap nails. The nail punctures a hole and it keeps the plastic cap around it so firm on it that now it's watertight. So when installing synthetic underlayment, the only way to fasten it down is with plastic cap nails. All right, drip edge or eave metal. Well, so there's basically two types of drip edge. There's your gutter apron, and there's the rake edge metal. So drip edge is metal flashing that's installed at both those edges of the roof to keep water away from your fascia and from getting underneath your roof components. If your roof doesn't have drip edge, water gets behind your gutters and rots out both your fascia board and roof decking. And if you have wooden soffit, it's going to rot that too. So this is the proper way to install drip edge here. There's actually a debate. Some roofers use this drip edge that's typically made to go on the rake edge of your roof for your eaves. I would disagree with that. They make gutter apron for a reason. It's shaped differently, and gutter installers would much rather prefer you use actual gutter apron than using the rake edge metal on your eave. All right, starter shingles. So starter shingles would be the first course that you lay down. Starter shingles are about half as tall as a regular shingle. They have a bead of tar on the front edge of them, and you lay them across the eave of your roof. So then when you apply that first shingle on there, you nail down the middle part, and the exposed part has something to seal to. So that's why you install starter shingles along your eave. As standard operating procedure, we also install starter shingles up the rake edge of the roof. And a lot of manufacturers, it increases the wind warranty. Like CertainTeed, their standard wind warranty is 110 miles per hour. If you install starter shingle up the rake edge of the roof, it increases it to 130 miles per hour. Step flashing. So step flashing is a piece of metal flashing that's 8 inches long, and it's bent like that. You have 4 inches going out and 4 inches going up. You install it along the side wall of a house. So when you have a roofing slope that runs into a wall, you have to install a piece of step flashing with each shingle as you go up the roof. So that ensures that when water runs down, your siding lands in that corner, that it runs down to your gutter and doesn't get back behind that sidewall, causing leaks and causing rot. Pipe jacks or pipe boots. So a lot of roofs have plumbing penetrations that come up through the decking. Pipe boots are used to help airflow from drains, from sinks, tubs, showers, etc. You know, the stink pipe that comes up from your toilet, that's probably the majority of the time the purpose when you see a pipe coming out of a roof. So older, as a roof ages, there's a metal flange along the pipe itself. So the boot is usually a piece of rubber with metal or a piece of rubber with plastic. That rubber gets baked by the sun and it becomes brittle. So when you're on a roof doing inspections, a lot of times what I see is big holes along the pipe. And I come down and I ask the homeowner, are you experiencing leaks anywhere in your house? And sometimes they're like, no. And I'm like, well, I can guarantee you that water is getting down in your attic space. You also have, sometimes it's important, depending on the application, they make lead pipe boots as well. So those basically three types. You have rubber and metal, rubber and plastic, and then lead pipe boots. Are we just going to cut this up as we go, kind of a thing?